There we are. Game number 1 is here. We will, however, change player colors. We're going to have Dziamdziak in the blue color, and we're going to have Ozone in the red color, so it's a little bit easier to keep track of the guys, and it's going to be a little bit more visible. For the civilizations, Dziamdziak's playing Huns, and Ozone is playing Berbers. Saloon coming in from both these guys. From the get-go, of course, they cannot really keep the thesis working as is, so it helps. But let's take a look at the map a little bit. You might remember Antarctica. We saw this map in the past. I don't remember exactly which tournament, but we saw this map in the past. And it features a lot of penguins. You have mountains, snowy mountains on the water over there. So I guess these are more like icebergs, or kind of look like, meant to look like icebergs, I guess. I'm not really sure. But yeah, there's plenty of deep fish available over here. There's plenty of shore fish available as well, closer to the shoreline. So players could potentially send villagers over and start collecting fish, the shore fish, and potentially go for some of the deep fish as well. There's plenty of gold to be had on this map. How much? A lot. This much. Or 50,000 gold available for players to collect for this game. And that's just from the gold that I was able to select. It's actually correct. Yeah, it's over 50,000 gold, so it's a lot for sure. There is plenty of stone available as well. However, wood is pretty scarce. Not in the sense that it's not available, just in the sense that it's going to be pretty scattered around. It's very much so available, as each of these piles of lumber will contain 100,000 wood. So essentially it's infinite. I think this usually will replenish as well. So if you do eventually end up running out of the 100,000 wood that's available in each pile of wood, which seems very unlikely, you can still keep on collecting because it regenerates right away, if I'm not wrong. So yeah. We have some dogs coming out from Dziamdziak. He was trying to go for it. He decides to go for the mill. Interesting. Ah, it's because this is closed. Did he realize about that? Because that dock would actually have been really good for him to drop some of the fish. So yeah, this was actually closed. If he had gone for the dock over there, that would have been pretty bad for him. And he's not going for any fish and chips. Meanwhile, Ozone does not seem to be particularly interested in going for fish and chips himself either. What is this building? A hut? Oh, granary. So this acts like a berry bush. Oh, wow. Do we have that? Oh, we do have that as well for Dziamdziak. He's just not taking advantage of it yet. Now he's going for it. No, he's going for wood. Is he collecting at all? He's not. Wow, he's not collecting. He's just going for fish. He's taking some of the penguins, by the way, which turn into ostrich when they go down. But you can eat the penguins, and definitely Dziamdziak's going to do so. Meal for Ozone as well. And the players should be on their way to the village very soon. We are getting to close to 40 villagers already, so the players should be on their way to the village in a moment. Very interesting so far, I gotta admit. I think I might have said earlier that the double elimination round of 16 started next week. That is actually not true. It started this week. Technically, the single elimination round of 16 ended on Sunday. So if we do 3 today, 3 tomorrow, we might be able to do some of the double elimination around the 16 sets on Friday before we cast the Warlords. Beautiful, meals coming out for Ozone.
Azul.
Barracks up from Dziamdziak's gonna start collecting some of the gold. So we'll see. Both these players go up to the Castle H very soon. What I'm pretty curious about is, will Ozone go for a stable in the blacksmith and then just try to go up to the Castle H, or will he go for a market? I'm not really sure if he's collecting. Where does he getting food from? He's getting food from the granary, which still has infinite food. Where's the amount of food available over here? I'm not really, oh, there we go. Pile of food. So there's about 400 left over there. He's been collecting from the penguin. So yeah, it seems like he'll be able to go out to the Castle H on his own without utilizing the market, which is great. There we are, Fuelage is here for Ozone. He's got a stable and the blacksmith on the way, so indeed he'll just go up to the Castle H, and Dziamdziak should be in a similar position as well. Castle H on the way now for both guys. About a 7.5 second lead to it by Ozone, not too much. So pretty close for both these guys. It seems like we're going to have the same approach at going for cavalry as soon as they get to the Castle H. Dziamdziak's got a stable himself. He's got a second stable on the way, and Ozone, well, he already had a stable that he went for in order to go up to the Castle H, and now he's got 2 additional stables on the way. And check this out, Dziamdziak knows he's bringing spearmen over to scout with. And he knows about the triple stable play from Ozone. Wow. What is the reaction going to be then? He's going for extra spearmen. This is actually very interesting. He's going to try and target the villagers with the spearmen, and the villagers will just force build the stable because it's so bad. The spearmen are so weak. Scouts from Dziamdziak roaming around, trying to put pressure from the get-go. While going up to the Castle H, as opposed to waiting for knights, he's going with the scouts. He might not be able to get a villager down over here, but you take a look at the worker count, or actually you take a look at the worker efficiency, sorry, for these villagers, and it's been pretty bad in the last minute because of the scouts push over here, because of Dziamdziak's push, so that's good. There we go. Nice. Knights are coming out already. Good unit control though from Ozone. He's baiting the spearman with a single knight and taking the rest down. With the additional units, he's got the TC over there as well, and he ended up taking 1 extra hit over there that he shouldn't have, but he does clean out the spearman. Now Dziamdziak's got only 1 spearman left. And even though he's gotten to the Castle H, I see no pikeman upgrade coming up at all. The right hand side, Dziamdziak's putting pressure. It's gonna get a villager down, most likely, yes. Here we go, 2 villagers down already. From Ozone to Dziamdziak's units. Beautiful. It's going down from Dziamdziak. Well, he's keeping the heal over here. Man, you gotta feel it for Ozone though. He is a little bit higher elo over here compared to Dziamdziak. I'm not really sure how confident he felt coming into the set, but Dziamdziak's actually getting away with a lot of damage over here. He's got the monk as well. It's gonna be the first monk coming over here, and Ozone's going to just run away. Of course he will. The monk over there is a huge threat. However, he does end up taking a lot of HP losses over there just from bailing, right? And then on the left-hand side, Ozone pays attention, but he's been taking a lot of damage from the spearman already. And once again, these are not even pikemen, but they have been so effective for Dziamdziak for the most part. That will stay on that production for Ozone. He did manage to get a 3rd TC up, so he's got 3 TCs in double stable working right now. Well, Dziamdziak's stuck to only 2 TCs, but he does have triple stable production. Despite the fact he's playing Huns and he does not get a discount on cavalry production, right? It's going to be Ozone's civilization to provide a discount on stable units. Stable units in the castle age 15%. But he's still falling behind over here because of the 3rd TC, I'm pretty sure. So Dziamdziak's recognized the potential to get ahead in the game just by going for full military and just sticking to the 2 TCs he started with, as opposed to trying to work towards economy, and that could potentially be what allows him to take game number 1. Ozone seems to be showing cracks in the armor for sure. That's another villager down from the red player, and another one. And boy, there's just a lot of damage coming up from Ozone. He's gotten 25 villagers so far. That's gonna be 1 more on the left-hand side, 1 more on the right-hand side. He denies the market. And Ozone's just crumbling. He's completely falling apart. As now Dziamdziak does add the 3rd TC into the mix. He's already managed to get such a lead that he should be able to get away with it without it impacting his military production anymore, especially compared to Ozone's, who won't really be able to go for much of anything as long as he keeps all 3 TCs working with his already smaller economy compared to Dziamdziak, and it seems like he's going to. All 3 TCs queued up, and Dziamdziak on the other hand, he's just taking full advantage of it. Beautiful. Blue player is looking absolutely amazing. There is a counter strike coming in from Ozone on the left hand side, though. He's going to end up getting a bunch of villagers down over here from Dziamdziak for sure, but blue player is still ahead by about 13 workers. If he's able to defend over here effectively, he should be able to. Dziamdziak! He realized the ball. Oh man, above the reach so late, and all of a sudden the worker lead goes down to only 8 extra workers compared to Ozone, where it was so much higher before. Man, still though, Dziamdziak's managed to get the most damage done this game by far. 43 to 16 workers. Rico KD in favor of the blue player, in favor of Dziamdziak. Absolutely amazing. There we go. Yeah, and Jen just gonna keep on roaming around, and Ozone's still on the back foot, very much so. The red player is going for a 4th TC right now. We'll see that Dziamdziak's going for a 4th TC himself as well. That's about it. Yeah. Not too much to take a look at over here from the players, for sure. Dziamdziak keeps on roaming around, trying to find some damage. Ozone's gonna keep on doing the same as well. It seems like Ozone's going after the same tired TC from Dziamdziak, but Dziamdziak is paying attention. This time around, he did pull the villagers away from the gold. There you are. Down the south, Ozone's going after the TCs. Once again, or after the villagers around the TCs, he does find a few picks over here. Dziamdziak was able to grow his eco lead once again, though, to 16 extra workers compared to Ozone. And he's gonna keep on roaming around. He's gonna keep on trying to put pressure. Extra stable on the way now for Ozone. Oh, never mind. Dziamdziak realized he's denying this. Ozone finally calls a GG. It's been kind of over for a while. And Dziamdziak does end up taking game number 1 over here, which is very interesting to see as well. Remember that we do have an elo lead for Ozone. It's not substantial, but he is the higher elo player. And let's take a look at the achievements. I'm very curious about the APM as well for both these guys. Starting with military though, we see that it's a 65 KD in favor of Dziamdziak. Whilst if taking a look at the economy, we'll see that there is a stronger economy for Dziamdziak as well, collecting about 6,135 extra resources. He did look very dominant in this game, despite the fact that he was prioritizing eco production over military for the most part. If we take a look at APM, that's what I'm very curious about. Seems like Ozone was actually faster, but he still struggled big time to really achieve much of anything. So there we go. And we will switch colors once again. Dziamdziak we are going to have in the blue. Ozone we are going to have in the red. I think that's what we had before, right? Yes. And Dziamdziak's got Berbers. Ozone's got Hindustanis. So what is the deal over here? With Hindustanis, we already talked about the civilization before. Ozone's going to get cheaper villagers, extra armor and gunpowder units, faster attacking camels, and for the team bonus damage against buildings from camels and like cavalry units. While Dziamdziak, like cavalry onwards, right, from scout line units, while Dziamdziak, instead with Berbers, will get a discount on cavalry unit production from the stables in the Castle and Imperial Ages of 15 and 20%. 10% faster moving villages, which we haven't mentioned before, but it's not really cannot play too much. And Berbers will also get for the team bonus. What was it for Berbers actually? For the team bonus, oh boy, kind of rusty with the bonuses of civilizations over here. Not really had too much time to talk about them during. Oh, wait a moment. What is going on over here? Hold on. Is there an error? I think there might be an error over here. I think this might be one of those games with sync issues. Let's fast forward again. Don't you worry, you're not getting spoiled by the amount of games that you see in the regs or anything. I just always just transfer 3 at a time because it's going to be at least 3 games. Then if there are more, I transfer more. So yeah, once again, let me try to just get past 4-minute mark or 5-minute mark that we were before. Let's see if this works. All right. Yeah, it seems fine. It seems like this is working better. Yeah, I think it was an issue with the game, but hopefully this works better now. So yeah, once again, I was told that there are some sync issues with some of these games. And I remember there were 3 sets. I don't remember which ones. Okay, I see now. I see now which ones have sync issues. It seems like this series does have one of the games with out of sync error. But yeah. Let's just resume normal speed and wait for the players to go up. This map, for anybody who might not have seen it before, for anybody who might not have been around for Terranova Duos, will have one gigantic forest spawn in each corner, right? So we have one up in the north, south, west, and east. But these are going to point towards a center wood that, once depleted, reveals the hidden treasure, right? All the extra gold over here. Now, that is not a huge amount. It's only 8,000 gold. However, you do have the ability to wall from forest to forest, so this could turn into a thoroughly game. We'll see. If I'm not mistaken, though, unless it got changed, because I remember for Terranova Duos, it was 100% possible to wall despite the fact that we have rocket terrain. Hey, Arbase! Hi. Good evening to you as well. Hope everything's going alright. Fuel Age is on the way already for both, so we'll see the Castle Age on the way very soon as well. One day until I get home for more than 12 hours. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna feel good, I'm sure. Been there, not too many times, but been there, and you just feel so relieved going back home. Not gonna lie. There we go. Fuel Age is here ready for Dziamdziak. So, Castle Age should be on the way very shortly. So what do we get from him? What we get is going to be very important, because if he goes for a market and a blacksmith, that indicates a full eco play. If he goes for the stable, that's what I want to see. The stable indicates more aggression. Yes. I think maybe they got baited by the fact that we have a rocket terrain over here, and they thought that this is not possible to connect. So they are going for aggression instead. Well, I'm still glad for it. I did not want to see full walls. And we see the same for Ozone as well, with the blacksmith and the stable on the way. Both players will be going for cavalry in the Castle Age. Nice. Hey, Cold White. Hi. Welcome back. I'm doing pretty well, thank you. How are you? I hope you're doing alright as well. I'm actually pretty happy about how everything is going for the most part. I'm happy that we are somewhat back to normal with Double Cup 3, and now the Warlords coming out. We're going to have more content to cover. And apparently there is going to be another LAN before the end of the year, by the looks of it. Or so they say. So very much looking forward to that one as well. That's going to be nasty. And, you know, YouTube channel's been doing great. Work's been doing great. Which is related to content creation anyway, but it's been great. Studying has been going fantastic as well. I'm so happy with everything that I've been learning for the last couple months. It's been great. Very much looking forward to next year as well. And one villager goes down for Ozone. That's gonna be the first villager going down from the red player. We might see another one going down over there. Very well played, Dziamdziak, blocking the villager. Finds another pick over there. If he plays his cards right, might be able to get yet another villager. He did not see Ozone's villager, though. Go there. Go back. But he will try to get another one, and he should be able to get one! So that's gonna be the third villager going down from Ozone. Yes, sir, doink! No zone? He's coming in with a scout, but he cannot do anything. As long as Jam just got the numbers lead over here. Jam just gotta be careful not to overextend and not to lose too much HP over here that he cannot fight the scout anymore. Ideally, he wants to go actually after the villager up in the north that's a loner as opposed to the 3 villagers over here, but he's not going for it. Or it indicates a fast castle horses. Oh, it's going to be fast castle like almost every game for double TC start. But what buildings they decide to go up to the castle each with, of course, makes a big difference. Red Bull was great, but the month before that was rough. Yeah, talk about it. As somebody making a living on Twitch, the last 2 months were rough, man. Were like, pretty bad. But I was anticipating that, and thankfully I already had some cushioning, so to say. It's very important for it to pick up, though, for November. What have you been studying? Oh, everything. Production, video editing, 3D modeling, programming as well. And then I need to pick up on graphic design again as well to improve my stream. 1 extra villager goes down on the left-hand side from Ozone. You know, coming from the third world and not being able to commission a lot of the stuff that other people will usually just pay somebody from a third world country a couple bucks to make for them. I need to do everything myself, so it's not something that I really feel like complaining about because I love learning and picking up skills. Design is something that I've always liked since I was a child. And so has 3D modeling and programming is always something that I've always been curious about, so it takes a lot of time for me to advance on any of these things because I do a little bit of everything. But it's very rewarding. Beautiful. Ozone's pressure over here is looking great. The Scooby the Equalizer, he's already looking very, very strong. In terms of military and worker count, he is significantly ahead compared to Dziamdziak. Ends up losing one of the camels over here. Here we are. And Ozone's military count over here is still looking better compared to Dziamdziak, so he's still stronger, but he decides not to stick to the engagement over there. And reset. That's good. Was Dziamdziak sticking with knights? Wouldn't his camels do better? Still lose, but not as hard? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the camels will be a much better choice. He does get them for cheaper as well, so you could definitely go for them. I think it was probably making a play for knights so that his raiding potential is higher, but that also comes at the cost of not having quite as good defensive units. So he does end up getting another villager over here, and so far he's managed to get more villager picks compared to Ozone, but Ozone, because of the extra TC, because of the lower idle TC time as well, has been able to stay ahead in working count regardless. So Dziamdziak has gotten the best trade, the best rates, but it's not sufficed. Ozone's looking just much stronger right now. There we go. Once again, another villager goes down for Ozone. Every time we take a look at Dziamdziak's rates, he manages to get some good picks, but still does not seem to suffice. Ozone's just looking so much stronger right now, and here he comes. He's going to commit to the fight a little bit harder. He does fail in the end because of the TC and the monks, but he already chewed the losses. He already got converted, so the monks over here are not a threat immediately. At the very least, not until they regenerate their faith. But Ozone still struggling to find a good angle to push from. Ideally, he will want to go for a 4 siege workshop as well, so that he can complement the camel push. But I guess, given the fact that camels for Hindustanis get 2 bonus damage against buildings, compared to standard camels, maybe he doesn't need the siege so much. But he does need a significant numbers lead in order to take on the buildings while holding on against the defensive units from Dziamdziak. And now we see the bull player making a switch to camels. This is what you were asking about. I do like this a lot better for sure. Ozone's collecting stone quite heavily as well, so we will see a castle come up in a moment. He's going from the south. You were onto something over there, walling the south would have allowed him to force the engagements up in the north, but that would not have come in cheap, I guess. Or maybe from here towards the trees, right? But once again, the fact that they went for fast castle into aggression over here tells me that they do not realize it's actually possible to wall. Either that, or it is actually not possible to wall because the map got updated, and I am not sure about it. And I haven't realized about it. It could very well be the case. But if it's the same version that we had for Terranova Duos, you should be able to wall. Hey Snowball, hi. Welcome back, nice to see you. And that's a castle for sure. It seems like he's going to get this one up. Still, the military numbers are looking better for Ozone by quite a bit. We take a look at this, and that's going to be 25 versus 20 camels. Even the conversions coming up over here, Dziamdziak wouldn't be able to get enough, especially as Ozone's got stone monks on the back lines to get conversions against Dziamdziak, and the blue player gets completely annihilated. As Ozone's villagers will easily finish building the castle over here under no pressure whatsoever. Ozone's push over here is absolutely bonkers. Fantastic performance for Ozone over here, and it seems like this might just be the end of the road for Dziamdziak, at the very least for game number 2, that is. He was trying to go for another castle on the right hand side. Ozone obviously cannot build this here, but he can build it right next to the TC or in front of the TC. Dziamdziak just calls the GG. It's, you know, it's to be expected. The game was very much in favor of Ozone up until this point, and Dziamdziak was not going to come back anytime soon. So we will jump into game number 4. However, game number 3, sorry. However, I was told that game number 3 in this series is affected by the out of sync error. Once again, this is well beyond our control. There's nothing we can do about this, and we'll take a look at however much we can from game number 3, but we'll most likely end up jumping into game number 4 before too long. Yeah, these two are closely matched. It was probably the best series of the day, and it's unfortunate that this is happening, but beyond our control. Yeah, the achievements over here should favor Ozone quite a bit, right? Yeah. Above 95 KD. For economy, a much stronger economy for Ozone as well. Society. Higher society stats for... better society stats for Ozone. Okay, guys. Welcome to game number 3. Once again, this game is affected by the out of sync error, so I'm very sorry about that. We are going to see how much we can spectate of it. Eventually we'll have to just make a jump into game number 4. I do not know how long this goes for. Just so that you know, if you're watching this on YouTube, you might just want to skip to the next game. What were the colors? Red and blue, right? Yes. Guys, we fixed the pause bug. Now the game can randomly go out of sync. Yeah. Hey Java. Welcome. Welcome back as well. Hope everything's going alright. So yeah, I was, you know, there's probably not too much that we can talk about this game. Yeah, okay. 1 minute and 39 seconds, so it was not too much. I guess we're just gonna jump into game 4. So yeah, game number 4 is here. For the time being, game number 3 is going to remain a question mark. If game number 4 is the final game of the series, then whoever wins game number 4 should have won game number 3. And if we have a game number 5, then whoever lost game number 4 won game number 3, right? So I'm very sorry about that. Once again, there is nothing we can do. These games were played basically at the same time. I think they were played at the same time we were casting Red Bull Below the Legacy, so we have to use record the games, and the game's bugged. We cannot do anything about it, so sorry about it. So for game number 4, Dziamdziak's playing with Hindustanis and Ozone is playing with Mayans. So they are switching civilizations. Well, not really switching. We haven't seen Dziamdziak use Mayans before, but yeah, Hindustanis versus Mayans. I guess we'll see what we get. Next time double stream? Yeah. Remember as well that the round of 16 technically ended on Sunday, the same time as Red Bull World Legacy's tournament finished as well. So we're gonna try and do 3 sets today. We're gonna try to do 3 sets tomorrow. This is the 3rd set for us today. Then we're gonna try to do 3 sets tomorrow. And if we have any double elimination round of 16 sets available to cast on Friday, we're gonna do that. And then Saturday and Sunday is going to be most likely for Warlords qualifiers. I remember the days where Indians would just die to Mesa. Yeah. Now they have OP Eagles themselves. Well, we saw this matchup before. As a matter of fact, we saw this in Red Bull Lolo. And Hindustanis can be very strong, but Mayans, they do have on paper stronger units. They do have Eagle Warriors with El Dorado. So if this gets to the later stages of the game, to the Imperial Age, Mayan Eagle Warriors will destroy Gulam. But of course, a lot of things can happen between now and then. And we have seen Hindustanis take on Mayans before and come out victorious. Because of the Gulam, actually, interestingly enough. So I guess we'll see. Also, of course, we do have Shatyagni Hand Cannoneer for Hindustanis, which also helps quite a bit. Otherwise, we have already seen the civilization Hindustanis quite a lot in this tournament. Even earlier today. Quite a few of these matchups went to the Hindustanis, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you're right. We have seen Mayans take the game, and we have seen Hindustanis take the game, but I remember more instances of Hindustanis actually winning over here, despite the fact that Mayans, well, they are an incredibly strong civilization themselves. And for anybody who might not have seen this map before, despite the fact that we've been covering it today already, Katinga's got plenty of fish at the center, so this is what you see in the minimap. It's guarded by jaguars, and these jaguars cannot be lured away. If you try to lure them away, they are just going to move a few tiles and then they just go back. So if you want to take advantage of fish over here, you need to take care of the jaguars. So far, nobody has tried to go for water at all. It's probably not really worth the effort, given how long it takes for water to pay off, especially on a double TC start, where your economy is already very strong as is. The monkeys attack? I don't think the monkeys attack. I think the monkeys are just decoration. Oh, wait. What? 0 plus 99? I'm not really sure about this. It might be the case that I think the monkeys, they do not auto aggro, so you might have to target the monkeys, but they do have 0 plus 99 attack. Seconds between attack. They attack quite fast as well. There we go. The walls are coming up already for Ozone. That's a very ambitious wall. It's going from edge to edge in the map. From the northeast all the way to the southwest. That's a lot of resources, but that's a lot of villager working time. The problem with going for something like this is that all your villagers going for the walls right now are spending resources as opposed to collecting resources. So they are going to be even worse than idle economy in a sense. But if you do get away with this, this might be what allows you to play for the later stages of the game, to get to El Dorado Eagle Warriors, of course. But it does come at a cost early on. Ozone is going out to the Fuel Age significantly later. Dziamdziak instead? well, Dziamdziak shouldn't really struggle too much to put pressure over here. Because despite the fact that Ozone might get away with the walls over here, we see one villager go down from Ozone over there. But let's just assume that everything goes Ozone's way, and he does manage to get the walls up over here without using too many villagers, right? And he does manage to get the walls up. Dziamdziak's camels and light cavalry units get 2 bonus damage against buildings, so it wouldn't be too difficult for Dziamdziak to just move forward, march forward, right, and just destroy the palisade wall at some section, because it's impossible for Ozone to really protect the entirety of the walls over here. So, you know, your walls are going to be only as strong as your weakest link, and your weakest link is going to be determined by how well you can protect each section of your wall. And something like this, for instance, is very far away from any villagers from Ozone. He would have to bring the villagers around the boulders, around the forest, through the forest, and over to the wall. By the time the villagers get here, most likely this would get breached already. Ozone, is it the guy making TRN Rachel? I wouldn't really know. I'm not too sure about the player dynamics here. Is full wall things nice on paper? Yeah. You put it extremely well on paper. Got it. Yeah, it's coming in for Ozone. It's just gonna take so long for him to get anything done. Dziamdziak's already gonna get to the castle age, and Ozone is only now clicking up. So we have a third stable coming in for Dziamdziak. Not a second stable, a third stable coming in for him. And you know, Hindustani's camels, they're strong, man. You gotta respect them. 25% faster attacking means that they pack a punch. They pack several punches, hitting consecutively quite quickly, and they can definitely take villagers down. They are not like standard camels, which kind of suck at raiding. So here comes Dziamdziak. 2 bonus, remember, 2 bonus damage against buildings, 25% faster attacking, so should be able to breach through. And Ozone would need to spend so much villager working time and so many resources just to get any walls up to prevent Dziamdziak from coming through. And if the blue player plays his cards right, he wants to use these camels kind of as eagles. So you want to split these into several groups. Yes, like this. 2 at a time, right? And just try to target different sections of the palisades. So eventually you'll be able to breach through. You just need to get through one side. There needs to be just the one opening. So doing a good job. Yeah, take a look at the resources that Ozone is spending over here. This is how you play this. This is how you play this. You send your camels into small groups. You target different sections of the wall. And take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 houses already that Ozone has to go for. With a bunch of villagers. Which are not collecting resources, and now the camels are in anyway. The foundation was there, but he did not manage to hammer this in time. So this is how you overwhelm your opponent's defenses. And that's the first villager going down, and Dziamdziak can only pick up from here. Well done. Yeah, Ozone. Well, now he cannot go in. He's got Eagle Warriors on the way. It's not going to do much of anything. And Dziamdziak should be collecting stone behind this as well, so that he can start making a play for Gulams against Pikemen or Eagle Warriors. He is collecting some stone, not too heavily, but it's good. He was prioritizing camel production first, and now he can start thinking of the castle. Ozone didn't produce eagles while going to the castle age, and now he's getting elite eagles. No, we're still on the castle age standard eagles. So there isn't really too much that Ozone should be able to do over here, right? He does manage to get the walls up, but he's going to lose a villager. He ends up taking a lot of losses over here. The eagles are going down to the camels, and pretty quickly, I must add. Wow. It happens. Yeah. Well done. Dziamdziak still has plenty of camels around. Ideally, he wanted to get bloodlines and potentially even chain bar than armor ASAP. He's struggling to get the upgrades on time, so the TCs are doing just fine to defend against camels, but let's see if Ozone's paying attention. Let's see how swift his reaction is over here. It's not the fastest, but to be fair, Dziamdziak was not targeting units at all. Still looking good though. Overall, he's got a lot of extra military units compared to Ozone. The working count's about the same though, which is not great. Alright. And that'll be the case for much longer. Additional villages going down from Ozone. Here we are. Good defense for the red player. Worker time is much higher for Dziamdziak. 20 minutes. Let's take a look at the... Yeah, that's the worker efficiency in the last minute, right? Oh my lord, dude. These camels are completely flattening the eagles. It's not even close. Holy moly. They're going after the villagers right now. And Ozone actually deleted the palaces over here. He probably thought he had the camels. And... not even close, my man. Not even close. So yeah, this is the worker efficiency in the last minute, right? For gather economy time, Dziamdziak's got a 40-minute lead, almost, over Ozone. Camels counter eagles, I need to remember... well, he understands his camels. They trade pretty well, but none of these units are fully upgraded yet. Ozone's only now going for chainmail armor. Dziamdziak's going for Iron Castle now, which is going to upset for that. Yeah, and he's looking great. I do like the production that Ozone's got going right now. Compared to Dziamdziak, he's producing a lot of extra units. But still struggling to defend himself. And still no castle for Dziamdziak. He's got the resources. He's just not gone forward. He's managed to breach through over here. Going for the castle on the right hand side would actually be really good. Yeah, the Gulam will be fantastic as well. With all the units he's got, he should be able to secure the castle. Guarantee it coming up. And then on the left hand side, down south, Ozone's taking a lot of heat over here as well. Extra camels and light cavalry coming in from Dziamdziak, who's finally going for chain bar than armor. So very soon these units will be fully upgraded. The one thing that Ozone's still missing is iron casting. But now these eagles will take care of the camels, and it seems like it's open over here somewhere. Castle drop down south and those golds, then make Gulam win. Oh yeah, actually that'd be good. He could go for the castle on the right hand side as well, because he's already managed to breach in over here, but yeah, he finally got cleaned up. So he does not have the military to protect the castle, so he will go for the castle down south. And it makes sense, gold over here is a fantastic thing for Dziamdziak to protect. He's stream sniping? Yeah! And he's got a time machine too. Fantastic. That's somebody I want to be friends, for sure. Dziamdziak's production is not anywhere near as strong as Ozone's anymore. And military count is so much higher for the red player, but here come the Gulam. What is going on, Dziamdziak? We need to see the Gulam. He's not going for it. Okay, there we go. Eagles are getting scary. Oh, and up in the north! There is a counter raid coming in from Ozone. Oh man, that is a lot of eagles up here from Ozone, and Dziamdziak's all of a sudden gone to a lot of other villagers over here. It's gotten to a lot of other villagers. 32 other villagers compared to Ozone 7. Still though, Dziamdziak should still benefit from a stronger gather economy time, and he does have still an hour and a half of a lead, or an hour and 25 minutes of a lead over Dziamdziak for gather economy time, so that's still pretty good. A little more coming in. Nice. And up in the north. Unfortunately, the big issue for Dziamdziak right now is production. He can only produce from 2 castles. He's managed to get one up in the north, right? But he can only produce from 2 castles, while Ozone is producing from 6 barracks. So Eagles will be much more numerous over here for the red player. Remember, if red wins game number 4, and this is the end of the game, or this is the end of the series rather, that means that he won game number 3 as well. Otherwise, not so much the case. Dziamdziak's also getting very close to having enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age as well, which is going to make the Golem much stronger. With the 3rd castle coming up, his production increases by 50%, which can only help. Wasn't still struggling here. And soon that's going to be 4 castles even. Dziamdziak's collecting stone with 20 villagers. We'll probably like to see one of the castles on the right hand side so that he can start putting pressure over there as well. But we'll see. Good defense for Dziamdziak, good reaction. Compared to some of the situations we saw in earlier games, this is actually pretty good from Dziamdziak. Ends up losing only 1 villager, not too bad. He's gonna start making a play for militias. How many barracks does he? I don't think he can justify going for this. He's got a single, but yeah, this is not good. Don't go for militias, man. Oh! And a bunch of villagers going down from Dziamdziak down the south. He was not paying attention over there. He ends up losing a bunch of villagers, but he does have a counter raid coming up on the right hand side. And here come the Hindustanis with their slave eagles. Getting a bunch of villagers down over here. Wow, this is fantastic. He's gotten chain barred and armor as well. Chain mail armor, sorry. So that's +2/+2 for infantry. Yeah. And wow, Ozone calls it GG. No way! Dziamdziak actually won game 3 and game 4. Gee, I wish that we would have been able to see game number 3. I really wish we would have been able to see it. But it seems like Dziamdziak doesn't doubt in games 3 and 4, and does offset for the elo lead for Ozone a little bit. Not too much though. Remember that there was a very small elo lead for Ozone, so it was pretty even. And Dziamdziak's going to be the one moving on to the round of 16, the double elimination round of 16, which started taking place this week. There's only one series available for us to cast from that one. And yeah, that's about it for the 3 sets that I had scheduled to cast today.